Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today's short video is going to give you a view of the new pieces that have been added to TEKS resource system. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and log into our TEKS resource system. We're going to really focus in on the district resources, as you can see it right here up at the top. Before I do so, just want to call your attention to this section right here. This is the COVID-19 response and resources tab. This is created or has been created by TEKS resource system. So I encourage you to explore that piece. There are plenty of informational documents there, vocabulary, structures, pieces that will help you identify the gap and the need for us to kind of recursively look at what we may have missed when COVID-19 hit our classrooms, right? And our kiddos were now homeschooling or at home school. So let's go into the district resources so that I can highlight for you some of the pieces that our district has now placed into the district resources tab. When we open this tab, what you're going to find is a landing page for the folders that identify elementary, middle, and high school. And within each of the folders, you're going to find important documents that support our instruction, like the year at a glance, the curriculum calendars, and to include a new document that's identifying the gap. And this gap may it's not really present when you talk about ELAR, because ELAR is a little bit different, especially because we have new standards. But that doesn't mean that we can't identify standards that need to be really addressed and are significantly high impact in our instruction. So once this opens up, you'll find all the tabs for each of the areas. We're going to go into the high school ELAR. Now, once you are there within the district resources, you're going to find, of course, there's the YAG, right? The year at a glance, your curriculum calendar per discipline. And this is a new document that's called the at a glance PDF. And so this one here has the gap tool that I'm mentioning. So I've already clicked on them and they've downloaded into my computer. So I'm going to go to my downloads here. And then, so let me show you. This here is, of course, the gap tool that has been created by academics. What you're going to find is the units of study, the dates, the readiness and supporting standards that are particularly important per unit and what those standards are. And then you have longitudinal local data here that is going to be very significant to kind of address whether or not these TEKS need to be really front loaded, if they need to be retaught, if this is something that you really need to kind of think about as your students are coming into English 1 in this case, because this is the one for English 1. Each of the disciplines will have its own. So one of the things that we encourage you to really look at is the local data, and drop in this particular section. You could just simply edit the document and add to this document your classroom data as well as your campus data, so that you can see comparatively how you stand on these SEs, and so that you know where you might need to zero in that gap. So this is English 1. Let me just kind of scroll through it. You can see the document has information for each of the units, okay? So that you can really zone in on those readiness, supporting, and process standards. Now, alongside this document, you do have a legend that is important to look at and have kind of as a side-by-side. This legend explains each of the columns in detail and explains to you what are the symbols, the color coding for that gap tool, okay, implementation. Really quick, let me just show you the year at a glance here. The year at a glance document has been updated by some highlighting. We have some readiness standards that have been addressed, right? Standards where the gap considerations from the previous grade level may impact the current unit and are significant, and those supporting standards. So this is a great go-to place to kind of check off to make sure you're where you need to be. And finally, your calendars, right? This is where the new curriculum calendars will be found. So when you go into the TEKS resource, you will find all of these pieces by grade level within the district resources page. And so we wanted to share this information with you so that you can begin planning within your PLCs. Thank you so much, and we hope this is very helpful for you. Talk to you soon.